Oh boy, that was a game, eh? Unfortunately, it wasn't a game that I think a lot of us were able to find easily. But if you were able to find footage of the game as it was happening live, you were treated to an absolute slobber knocker. A rock'em sock'em preseason game for the ages where Canadiens defensemen were getting on the board and Canadiens Xhekajs were going out there rocking those sockets and bashing their fists into the opposition, be it Zack McQueen, Jan Jeník, or anybody else. Because, ladies and gentlemen, the Montreal Canadiens have just defeated the Ottawa Senators 5-0 in a preseason game that didn't take place at the Bell Center or at the Canadian Tire Center. Instead, this game took place in the Videotron Center, which is the Quebec Remparts QMJHL home arena. And despite the fact that it was not in anybody's home barn, Montreal Canadiens fans were going out there and yelling their heads off because, man, that was a game. And in fact, I'd say that was a very overly physical game for what is essentially a preseason meaningless contest. But let's just go out there and read the penalties. Yeah, it's 5-0. It's a good game for Montreal, goal-scoring-wise. But let's look at the penalties in the game. First period, you had Florian Xhekaj and Jan Jeník for fighting, 5 each. You had Olli Lycksell for holding as well, so there are 12 penalty minutes in the first period. In the second period, things started to get a little bit antsy. Arber Xhekaj, 2 for hooking. Stephen Halliday, 2 for tripping. Nick Cousins, 2 for roughing. Oliver Kapanen, 2 for hooking. Jaden Struble, 5 for fighting. Alexandre Carrier, 2 for roughing. Hayden Hutson, 5 for boarding. Hayden Hutson, 2 for roughing. Zack McQueen, 2 for roughing. Jan Jeník, 5 for fighting. Arber Xhekaj, 5 for fighting. Zack McQueen, 2 for roughing. Zack McQueen, 5 for fighting. What in the world happened in the second gosh darn period, man? Let's just tally it all up here. 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. 2 fights and the boarding major, plus 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. So, what is that? 41 penalty minutes in the second period, with the majority of these penalty minutes coming in the span of 3 minutes in game time? Oh my goodness, man. Tempers were flaring up in this Canadiens game. Zack McQueen, Arber Xhekaj going out there, dropping the mitts. Jaden Struble was in there as well with some cross checks and, of course, some physical stuff. But then in the third period, things get even crazier. Arber Xhekaj gets 4 minutes, a roughing double minor, and a game misconduct. You have Zack McQueen also getting ejected from the game here too. Double minor for roughing for him. Stephen Halliday, by the way, he got a tripping call earlier in the period. And then you go into the other shenanigans in the second half. Florian Xhekaj and Carter Yakimchuk for fighting. Nick Cousins gets a misconduct and a slashing call. Dylan Cousins cross-checking. Donovan Sabrango fighting. Instigator. Misconduct. Oh my goodness, man. The amount of penalty minutes taken in this hockey game, it was insane. Arber Xhekaj had 21 of those minutes, and Zack McQueen had 23. Not to mention all of the goals that went in. 5-0 hockey game. Leevi Merilainen, he only made 13 saves on 18 shots against. Nice 7.22 save percentage there, bud. Montreal had 2 shots on goal in the third period. And by all accounts, it looks like both of them went in. At least that's what it shows on NHL.com. It says Montreal only had 2 shots in the third period there. Ottawa had 0, so there you go. Ultimately, though, this game was carried by its physical intensity and maybe some of the other elements that make Canadiens fans upset. Two-handed slash on Ivan Demidov. Players are going out there trying to hurt each other. Demidov wasn't out there for the 3 Stars of the Night celebration, so obviously you would prefer that not to happen. You would prefer him to actually be there, but yeah, hopefully whatever damage he had sustained in that contest does not end up affecting him beyond today. It was a super physical contest, though. You just gotta hope that at the very least it's a management type of thing, because Demidov did get two-handed slashed, and he actually did play a few shifts after that. He just wasn't out on the final power play of the game, where you started to see a bunch of goals. So, yeah. Jakub Dobes stopped all the shots that he had faced in this hockey game. Good on him. He was doing pretty well. Manning the crease, covering up the holes. Let's start talking about the actual goals that went in. Starting things out with the 1-0 goal. It's Oliver Kapanen, man. We'd been speaking this entire time about how Kapanen hasn't necessarily been looking all too great. Aside the shootout goal that he had scored the other day, he ends up getting things on the board here to start it off for the Canadiens. 5 minutes into the first period, Matheson goes down low behind the goal to Alex Newhook, who then tosses it out in front to Kapanen, who's right there on the doorstep. Beautiful play, beautiful goal, 1-0 Montreal. In the second period, you started to see some of that Patrik Laine, Ivan Demidov elegance as Demidov has the puck on the right side, 5-on-4. He waits, he goes down, he goes back up, he waits, and then he threads the needle cross crease to Laine for the OV1 time bomb. It didn't even look that dangerous. Like, the shot that he got off, he just kind of, like, let it go, and then it was like, oh, it's in. That was a really fast shot there from Patrik Laine. What an amazing power play that was. Sure, it's just Demidov standing there, but he really takes advantage of the space that's given to him, and Laine is able to pounce on that as well. Making it 3-0 just 2 minutes later is Alexandre Carrier, who receives a pass from Brendan Gallagher a little bit awkwardly. But then Carrier, on the left point, ends up looking up, and he notices there's so much room in front of him, so he skates forward and then just rips a shot up high over Leevi Merilainen's shoulder, and that's all she wrote. It's a 3-0 game for the second period. Now, in the third, Montreal got 2 power play goals because, as we've been talking about, the Senators took a bunch of penalties. And starting things out was Lane Hutson. Right off the draw, Demidov plays the puck back over to Hutson, and he rips it on goal from long range. We are really starting to see that Lane Hutson has a shot now. And that might be the scariest thing for other teams in the NHL if this guy's able to show that he's added a goal-scoring touch to his game. That is nuts. Then you had yourselves the last goal of the game, 5-0. It's Kirby Dach off of a centering feed by Brendan Gallagher. Dach is streaking towards the net. He chips the puck by, and it's in. Lane Hutson picked up an assist as well, so that is a double-point night there for Hutson. Ivan Demidov gets himself 2 points as well, a goal and an assist. And Gallagher got 3 assists on the night, which is really good. Gally still got it, man. This guy's a vet. He doesn't necessarily need to be the super physical, agitative fighter like he was in prior years. You've got 2 Xhekajs on the team carrying that load. So Montreal takes things 5-0 in a super physical game. If you enjoyed this hockey game at any point, let me know in the comments all your opinions about that. Comments help out with the algorithm after all. You know what else helps out with the algorithm? Ratings. If you enjoyed this video at any point, please feel free to click the like button. If you did not enjoy this video, then hey, please click that dislike button. But ultimately, I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.